how to get the best sleep of your life starting tonight. Hey, listen, if you have been Googling how to get better sleep and you're still awake at 2 a.m., you are going to need this podcast episode. It is going to be a classic. I have been getting this same question over and over and over from my one on one clients. I actually brought this to my coach myself. My sleep also fell off. And so, whether you have a newborn, you're returning to work after maternity leave, you're stepping into a new leadership role, you're moving across the country, you're switching jobs, selling your house, going part time, menopause, whatever, we have got to get you back to sleeping. And we're going to do this in the episode. This is the best episode you'll ever find on sleep. Because here's the truth, sleep is foundation. Oh, it's amazing, right? When you have good sleep, you wake up, you feel like 10 years younger. Everything about your life just starts clicking into place. You think better, you get through your day at work better, you get along with your family better. And the opposite is also true. If you're not sleeping, everything feels super reactive. You find yourself fighting with your boss, fighting with your colleagues, your patients, your husband, your kids, and just so stressed about all of it. So we have to fix sleep. And we're doing it in this episode. The best lessons are coming. I want to ask you a favor before we get into it is to please share this episode with your besties. Rate and review the podcast on whatever you're listening to because it helps me know what you like so I can give you more of that. And it helps our podcast grow to more people like you. By the way, in my coaching program, we have a whole section dedicated to rest and sleep. So if you're not already in, what are you waiting for? Okay, so let's get into it. Step one, be the detective. When exactly did your sleep fall off? And just be the detective here. What happened? What exactly happened? What's new? What's different? Because that will point you to your solution if you can figure out when this all started going south. When my clients came to me and said, I haven't been sleeping. And then when I asked her what's going on, she said, this past week I went back to work and then I stopped sleeping. Okay, now we know what's happening. It's this 1 week adjustment back to work. That's a big adjustment for new moms, for any mom. It's a huge adjustment. So part of her solution is just recognizing it's my first week back. Of course, this week is going to be different in a transition. And of course, my body will go back to sleeping again. It's just we have this newness and we can build some flexibility around it. This part is temporary. Another question you can ask yourself is going to be, when did I last have amazing sleep? When was it? What was I doing? How can I get back to that? How can I bring some of that back into my sleep routine? Because here's what happens when our brain's tired, it forgets everything, right? Another question you want to ask yourself as you're being the detective is you're looking back at the sleep troubles you've had in the past. What helped you get through them? That will work again too. Step two, see your doctor. Listen, I know you're a doctor, but you're not your doctor for a good reason. You're not sleeping. So your tired brain should not be giving you medical advice, right? Go to your doctor so many times. I can't tell you how many women I've coached who weren't sleeping and they went to their doctor. The doctor's like, oh, you're in perimenopause. Oh, you're in menopause. Oh, you have a thyroid condition. Oh, your thyroid meds are way out of whack. Oh, your AHRT is sub-optimized. So go to your doctor, get your labs done, get your doctor's advice, rule out your medical stuff. Step three, bedtime stories for adults. Our children love bedtime stories. It really helps them settle. It's the same for us, mama. So I say, go find the boring British dude. I'm going to link him in the show notes. But in case I will tell you how to find him. Also, go to YouTube, type in bedtime stories for adults and the word Thomas. He has a British accent. His voice is very low, it's soothing, very relaxing. He talks really slow. It's extremely boring. That's good because you'll fall right asleep. It's designed to help lull adults to sleep. It's absolutely fantastic. It's great if you're an overthinker and you lie in bed and your brain starts going boop, 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 boop. Your brain just needs something to occupy it. Go get the boring British dude. And step four, this is a tip adapted from Oprah Winfrey's life coach, Martha Beck. She explains it in a totally different way. I use it for sleeping, falling asleep, staying asleep. If you wake up at 3 a.m. or if you wake up too early, do this. You can use this technique also if you have a very stressful day. You need to really calm down to center. Do this. So she describes it as, I'm going to say it's Martha Beck's favorite things. So that we have we have five senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. first thing you want to do is to decide what is your absolute favorite experiences of each scent. So do that. My favorite sight, the Grand Canyon. My favorite sound, ocean waves. Favorite smell, homemade bread. Favorite taste, I love grapefruit sparkling water. Favorite touch, I'm snuggling with my puppies. Now that you decided that, what you're going to do, your bedtime routine is you're going to start with one sense. You're going to think about the Grand Canyon. You're going to see it in your mind's eye. You're going to spend time on that visual until you actually feel like you're at the Grand Canyon, however long that takes you. Maybe it's 2 seconds, maybe it's 20. When you feel fully in this sense of seeing the Grand Canyon, now you're going to add on, okay, and when I'm at the Grand Canyon, seeing this site, keep laser focused on the site, we're going to add on your favorite scent, homemade bread. And be with this experience until you fully see the Grand Canyon and also smell the scent. And you keep doing this once you're fully in that. Now you have the third scent and then the fourth. You're not going to get beyond one or two. You're going to fall asleep, but it's the same process for overthinkers. Our brain is busy. Give it something to be busy about. Give it this experience of bringing up all your favorite things, and you will fall asleep in the most beautiful experience. And you can use it even if you wake up at 3 a.m. It will again lull your busy brain back to sleep. Okay, next step is, I have this as step 5, is the one sentence that solves everything. Let me give you some bonus sentences too. But what's very common for my clients is they'll present with is, oh my gosh, I'm supposed to have 8 hours of sleep, supposed to be uninterrupted, supposed to fall asleep right away, stay asleep, wake up refreshed. And anything that deviates that means I'm going to make mistakes at work. People are going to die. My kids are going to suffer. I'm not going to be my best. Okay, guys, this thinking is what's actually driving the insomnia. And it's so subtle. And especially if we're doctors, we're like, well, of course we know what good sleep's supposed to be. We've read the papers, we've given the lectures, and then we beat ourselves up with it. If these sentences, pay attention to what it feels like in your body. I'll read them again. How does this feel when you say, I must have 8 hours? I must fall asleep right away. I must stay asleep right away. I must wake up and feel amazing. Otherwise, people die. And I'm not a good mom. And I'm not going to show up as my best. What does that feel like? The pressure that comes up with those sentences is what's driving your insomnia. It's what's having you stare at the ceiling or your clock. Sleep is the one thing, loves, you cannot keep pushing and hustling and grinding and get. The more you chase it, the faster it runs away from you. So here's your sentence you're going to practice instead. I told my lovely, brilliant client, shelve everything you know about sleep, no in quotes, everything you know about sleep as a doctor, put it up on the shelf because you're not sleeping. So none of that's working. And now come back to your body. And I want you to practice this sentence. All the sleep I get is all the sleep I need. All the sleep I need is all the sleep I get. How does that feel in your body when you tell your body, your body's doing a good job? All the sleep I got is all the sleep I need for today. What does it feel like? It feels like ease. It feels like calmer. It feels more relaxed, right? So much better than people will die if I don't sleep. You will not sleep if that thought is in your head. All the sleep I need is all the sleep I get. When you're feeling relaxed in your body, that's when your sleep will start returning back to you. And so maybe for some of you, it's 4 hours of sleep, others 6, other 8. Maybe some of you are going to wake up at midnight to feed your baby and then wake up at 4 a.m. to start your shift. It might look different in different days of your week or different seasons of your life. And if you keep telling yourself, all the sleep I need is all the sleep I get, you will get better sleep. I promise. Another sentence I want to give you, my body knows how to sleep. There is no way you are a doctor and have no idea how to sleep. At some point you slept, right? It might look different, especially if you're having all these thoughts, if I don't sleep, people are going to die. But it's not because you don't know how to sleep. It's because you've been telling yourself the wrong sentences. So I want you to practice this one. My body knows how to sleep. Of course it does. It's been doing it my entire life. It always figures sleep out. I trust my body. If you have trouble with those sentences, come in for coaching so we can help you with that. Check in with how does it feel? My body knows how to sleep. Of course it does. A word about papers, because all the doctors who come to me with sleeping problems are always citing papers. We love science. There are great papers out there, great resources out there. And if they're preventing you from sleep, they do not apply to you. PubMed is imperfect. Science is not for our, it's not black or white, fact or fiction. Science looks at some data points, But unless you're in the study and they're following you every day of your life, it's actually not about you. And if it's actually keeping you awake, it's not even for you. So shelve it. You of course can give it when your patients come to you, you can give them all the science. Of course. It doesn't mean you're giving bad information out there, but the goal is your sleep. It's not about how many papers we've read or if we're doing it the right way. Your goal is what's going to help you sleep. If beating yourself with PubMed IDs and telling yourself you're sleeping terribly and you're going to kill someone, I mean, if that is keeping you up, we need to shelve these papers for you. Keep coming back to the goal. The goal is getting you to sleep. A couple of other sentences that are very common for women physicians who are having trouble sleeping, but sleep is super important, Christina. As long as you believe sleep is super important, client, listener, you're going to feel enormous pressure in bed and you will not sleep. So I want you to think this. All the sleep I get is all the sleep I need. My body knows how to sleep. Another painful sentence that will drive your insomnia, but I'm not going to be my best unless I get my full uninterrupted 8 hours. And by the way, I have said these sentences to myself, so I'm not ridiculing or calling anyone out. This is me too. Okay, listen. If you're telling yourself you're not going to be your best, something terrible is going to happen if you get your full 8 hours, you're going to drive your insomnia further. So I want to give you some coaching questions. Consider, why do you have to be your best all the time? What if it's not true? What if you can be your best and also have a little less sleep? What if you're allowed to be human? What if your human self, even when she's tired, is your best? Okay. And then the next sentence I want to look at is, if I don't sleep, I'm going to have a headache. I'm going to overeat. I'll make a mistake. This will drive your insomnia and will just increase the pressure. So keep coming back to all the sleep I need, all the sleep I get, all the sleep I get, it's all the sleep I need. Something else that helped me as we're talking about powerful sentences is my brain would wake up with, ooh, what about this? And what if this happens? What if this happens? Nothing that actually was an actual problem. Or maybe sometimes it is a problem. Maybe you're thinking about something at work or an in-law or an open conversation. The brain's job is to close down loops. So if you have open loops in your life, you haven't heard about your vacation, you're not really sure what you're going to do with the in-laws, your brain may wake you up in the night because its job is to solve problems. Don't engage with your brain then. Don't come up with plans. Don't entertain it. That is an irrational part of your brain. I promise you'll never find the end of it. As soon as you solve one thing, it'll be but. Someone could go on maternity leave. Someone could die. Someone could leave, right? It don't engage with that brain. Here's what I want you to say to it. I'm going to handle it. I've got it. I'm handling it. I'm handling it. I'm handling it. Your brain just wants to know everything's going to be okay. It's like a 2-year-old who's scared in the middle of the night. So talk to it like a 2-year-old who's scared in the night. It's okay. I've got it. Just keep reassuring it. It's enough. All right. Step 6, protect your wind down routine. So I'll tell you what happened to me. I had a wave of like 15 to 20 clients started all at once. And I am obsessed with my clients. I do not take this lightly, but I love on them. I think about them. I offer lots of different ways, connection points. I have a very high touch program. And so my clients, they're on Voxer, they're on Slack, they're on email, I'm meeting them on their group calls, their private calls, a lot of interaction with my clients because I love them and I want them to get, and I know they'll get all their results. And my clients do. My clients get amazing results. So my brain loves, loves, loves to think and serve and support them and dream about them. I'm waking up in the middle of the night. Christina, here's a great idea. Go tell your client this. And I was notice myself waking up at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all night long with ideas, with my brain like, oh, can we get up now and go write an email? Oh, can we go Voxer them now? Can we go help them? My brain was so excited. My body was dying. And I realized when I did this work myself, the detective work, oh, this all started with these 20 clients started because my brain just went, hey, I gave my brain no boundaries. I wasn't sleeping at all. So I gave my brain boundaries and now I'm getting amazing sleep. Like this happened within 7 days. So this can work for you too. So once I realized the problem, I was able to solve it. After dinner, no more client work, period. I'm not checking Voxers, emails, none of that. Nothing, none of that. I'm going to give myself 5 solid hours from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. All I do is hang out with my family, have a beautiful dinner, go for a hot tub, a relaxing walk, watch some low key, low stress TV. I made myself take a hot tub and did I say that? I'm going to say it again, hot tub and a hot shower. I made myself a rule. Anything after 5 p.m., any idea that comes up, it's not acted on. It's not written down. I just immediately imagine myself throwing that idea away. I am training my brain not to think after 5 p.m. If I get in quotes, great idea at 2 a.m., I immediately throw it away and I will not use it. I refuse to use that idea. I let it go completely. I am training my brain 5 p.m. to when I wake up in the morning. We are doing no work. Nighttime is for resting, family, love, connection, no thinking. And it's working. What I was doing before was also I was killing my sleep by telling myself I get all my great ideas at night. I love dreaming about my clients. I love thinking about them all the time. I've decided no. We don't do that. We don't do that anymore. We have set time when we think about our clients. We have set time when we respond, and we have set time when we do not do any of that. My best ideas do not wake me up at 2 a.m. Okay, step 7, supplements that have helped me. Listen, I am not your doctor, and I would say always get your medical advice from your doctor. But I'll tell you, health professionals that I've worked with have recommended these supplements, and I take them right before I go to bed. And I went to bed last night, 10 p.m. It must have taken me 2 minutes to fall asleep, if that. I was in the hot tub at 9 a.m. Like, who sleeps like that? I'm in menopause and I'm sleeping like that. So, melatonin, magnesium, and creatinine before I go to bed. What's the science behind it? I don't know, and I don't care. All I know is I sleep amazing. I don't use Benadryl or Tylenol PM. There's a lot of discussion about the downsides of relying on these. They can be habitual. They can maybe increase dementia, whatever. I don't know all that, but do talk to your doctor about what's right for you. I want to transition now to the traditional playbook. As doctors, we know what I'm about to tell you. It's worthwhile to put this on this podcast episode just so we have this as a very comprehensive resource to make sure you're doing these things if they feel right to you. But I do also want to iterate, if any of these do not feel good to you, don't do them, of course. The goal is sleep. How you get there, who cares? The goal is sleep. But consider as you're being a detective, are you doing these items? Could any of these one items help you sleep better? I'm just going to list them off. Going to bed and getting up at a consistent time every day, even on weekends, holidays, and vacation. Sunlight exposure during the day. The CDU recommends at least 30 minutes of morning sunlight to regulate your circadian rhythm. Keep your bedroom quiet, relaxing, and at a cool temperature. So I have really removed everything from my bedroom except what I need to have in there. Spend time outside every day, even in the winter months or even when it's really hot. Just find some time to go out there and get some physical activity. When I lived in Texas and it was just miserable in the summer, well, we would go for a walk at 9 p.m. And that just really helped just get some fresh air, get some movement. Get your phone out of your bedroom. If you're using your phone as an alarm, you can buy a $10 alarm clock instead. Be off screens. People say 1 hour before bed. Who's doing that? I mean, I don't know who's doing that. Maybe like I'm watching TV until 9:30 and then I'm in bed at 10. Cut caffeine off at noon if you're sensitive to it. So try to stop eating 4 hours before bedtime to let your blood sugar normalize to help you go to sleep. Stop drinking liquids 2 hours before bed so you're not using the bathroom all night. Try not to exercise right before bed. Let your bed only be for sleeping and intimacy. No TV, reading, doom scrolling, or journaling. If you need to read before you go to bed because that soothes you, I would suggest reading something super boring, like your instruction manual for your fridge. For me, when I have a good book, that does not help me go to sleep. I'm like, let's read one more chapter until I'm up in the morning. Take a warm bath or a hot shower before bed. Experiment with white noise. In your wind down routine, watch low stimulation music, reading, TV. I cannot watch scary movies. I cannot watch documentaries right before bed. My brain just takes too much of that in. So I'm watching something that's really like a light comedy before bed. Some people love to journal because it helps them. They'll write down like what are all the thoughts that are keeping them up, and they'll tell when their brain wakes them up at 2 a.m. They'll say, no. We already wrote this down. It's taken care of. It's handled. Don't worry about it. And so that can be something to experiment with. If you do this, make sure you're not writing in bed. We don't want our bed to be this place where our brain is used to thinking. And if journaling doesn't help, it just brings up all the worries, don't journal. And then my last suggestion for this is don't forget if depending on how you feel about ChatGPT, I love Claude AI, you can talk to it and say, here's what's going on for me. How can you help to customize a sleep protocol for me? Of course, if you do not like ChatGPT or Claude AI, skip it. Let's do some sleep sprints. Sleep sprints. These are short tactical experiments that you can try. I say just pick one if you want to. If one of these ideas doesn't feel good, don't do it. Listen, these are not laws or facts. These are just things that have helped people. Try them if it feels good. One is cognitive shuffling. You can go find examples of this on the internet. It's very, very simple. It's what it's doing is it's mimicking how the brain normally shuts down as it prepares for sleep. So you are going to go through this process that simulates shutting down. It tells the brain it's safe to sleep. It's how the brain naturally starts categorizing, cleaning up the day into its usual buckets so it can relax. And most people will report falling asleep within a couple of minutes. It's free, it requires nothing. It's especially good for overthinkers. So pick a word right now. Let's like the word blanket. And take the first letter, and you're going to think of all the words you can that start with the letter B, bicycle. And then you're going to visualize a bicycle. When you're done visualizing it, it feels very like solid in your mind. Then you're going to pick another word, whatever else comes to you, banana. Now you're going to see the banana. You spend some time with this visual, then you go to bridge. You're going to imagine a bridge. When you can no longer come up with B words, then you go into the second letter, L, for example. Okay, next sprint, step 2 is the 4-7-8 breath method. So you inhale for 4, you hold for 7, you exhale for 8. And it's supposed to help activate the parasympathetic nervous system to slow the heart rate and lower the blood pressure and help you just get geared up for sleep. And do 4 rounds or until you fall asleep. 3, the 20-minute rule. If you can't fall asleep within 20 minutes, leave your bedroom, go do something relaxing outside of your bed. And this is from the Mayo Clinic. It recommends this breaks the association between bed and frustration. 4 is the body scan. So think about each part of your body, starting with your top of your head down to your toes or vice versa. Think about a part of your body and then you tense up those muscles. You hold them tense for a moment and then you release. This is known as progressive muscle relaxation. It can be great for people who can't quiet their brain with breathing alone. It can actually get your body to start relaxing. 5 is the temperature drop, keeping your bedroom between 65 and 68. It helps us sleep. What people suggest is first have a warm bath shower or a warm shower and then go into a cool bedroom. That temperature drops helps signal to the body and the brain it's time to sleep. 6 is the power down buffer. This is kind of interesting. Okay. Actually, I was thinking about the interesting thing is the one that's about coming up, but the power down buffer anyway, 30 minutes to an hour before you go to bed. You want to dim the lights. You want to start to make sure you're not seeing the blue screen from your phone. Engage in only relaxing activities. Okay, 7. This is the one I was like, I never heard of this one. The military sleep method. Try this if it helps, but apparently the government gives this to military personnel in combat zones to help them sleep whenever they have sleep, is to visualize picturing yourself in a black velvet hammock in a pitch black room or lying in a canoe or crystal clear lake. It's designed to help calm the brain to signal to sleep even under very stressful conditions. It's designed for people to sleep in combat situations. So it definitely could help you if you're returning from maternity leave. 8, the sock trick. Somebody has done research that says if you warm your feet up before you get, as you go to sleep, it'll help you go to sleep, that it dilates the blood vessels, helps your core body temperature drop faster, which signals your brain it's time to sleep. Put on a pair of socks when you wind down. 9, the lavender cue. So a lot of this is really championing, right? The senses that we talked about earlier with the mark of the back technique. Inhale lavender oil. Some people say it lowers your blood pressure and heart rate. It's a sensory cue. It's time to sleep. So you can put a few drops on your pillowcase or use a room diffuser. And over time, your brain will start saying, oh, when I smell lavender, it's time to fall into a sleep. And 10, the glycine experiment. I haven't tried this one, but I want to. This amino acid can have a big impact on sleep by raising the amount of serotonin, helping your blood flow and drop your temperature, encourage you to nod off. It says try 3 grams before bed. And I haven't tried it before, but if you do, let me know. And of course, check with your doctor because I'm not your doctor. All right, let's look at 5 journal prompts. So these are some or 6 journal prompts to help you recover with your sleep, figuring out what's going on. One, let's put on your detective hat here. When did your sleep fall off and why? That will reveal your solve. 2 is when was the last time you slept amazing? What were you doing then? What was your mindset? What was different about your life? See if we can recreate that now. 3, what is a specific thought that's keeping you up? When you notice yourself waking up, what are you thinking of? That's actually going to be the solution. So you can explore how the opposite might be true. So, for example, this thought that was waking me up is, oh my God, I have all these brilliant thoughts about my clients. And then I realized the solution was no, 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 no. Any idea that comes to me at night is immediately thrown away. We are not going to train our brain to wake up at 3 a.m. 4, let's design your ideal wind down routine for tonight. You want to remove activities that are causing you a lot of stress and stimulating your brain and opening up all these loops and cultivate for activities that are going to calm your brain. They start closing down these loops. All the sleep I get is all the sleep I need. My body knows how to sleep. I can handle whatever happens today or tomorrow or the next. 5, for the Martha Beck experiment, go ahead and decide what are your 5 favorite sensations. Go ahead and just decide now. So tonight it'll come now you just execute that sleeping technique. 6, pick your favorite word for your cognitive shuffling, like blanket, for example. Pick just 1 or 2 items, try it tonight. It really could be the only thing that's between you and the best sleep of your life. I want you to try it, and then I want you to tell me everything. As we close up, I just want to remind you, if you would pretty please rate and review this podcast to help it grow. Send this to someone you love. You know who has not slept since college? That girl needs this podcast. And then I want to leave you with, inside my coaching program, we have a whole module developed to sleep and rest. We coach every week on these topics. If you want the best sleep of your life every night for the rest of your life, you need to be in this program right now. Make sure you book your free sales call. You could join us this week. Have so much fun, everyone. Bye.